Myself, Dr. Sabia Khan, Associate Professor, Samrat Prithviraj Chauhan, Government College, Ajmer. Today, I am going to explain about cell and cell theory. My lecture is for UG students. So, students, what's the smallest unit of all living organisms? It is called cell. Let's learn about the cell theory, and the types of cell in more detail. Cell. A cell is a fundamental and structural unit of all living organisms. It is the smallest biological, structural and functional unit of all plants and animals. Therefore, cells are called the building blocks of life or the basic units of life. Organisms which are made up of single cell are called unicellular. Example, amoeba. And the organisms which are made up of more than two types of cells are called multicellular. Example, the human beings. Cell performs many different functions within the living organisms such as digestion, respiration, reproduction, etc. For example, within the human body, a lot of cells give rise to tissue. Multiple tissues make up an organs. Many organs create an organ system, and organ system function together to make the human body. Now, these cells, they are very small and they cannot be seen by naked eye. So, these cells, they were observable only after the discovery of microscope. Robert Hooke coined the term cell and he observed the dead cell through microscope. Leeuwenhoek, he was the first who observed live cell. Many years later, Robert Brown discovered the nucleus, which makes a cell function smoothly. In 1838, a German botanist, Amjad Shackleton, was the first to state that cells are the building blocks of all plants. And after, a German botanist, Schwann, stated that cells are fundamental units of animal too. So these statements, they are both confirming that the plants and animals are made up of cells. This discovery led to the formulation of cell theory, which states that cells are the basic units of living organisms, plants and animals. But the cell theory failed to explain how new cells arise. In 1855, Rudolf Virchow, a German physiologist, stated in German omnis cellula e cellula, which means that new cells come from already existing cells. Therefore, the three important points of modified cell theory are as follows. The cell is a basic, structural and functional unit of all living organisms. All living organisms, plants and animals are made up of cells, and cells arise from pre-existing cells. Now, there are two types of cells, the prokaryotic cells and the eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells, they do not contain a nucleus or any other membrane-bound organelle, while the eukaryotic cells, they contain a membrane-bound organelles including nucleus. Now these prokaryotic cells, they are single cellular, and the eukaryotic cells, they are multicellular. This is a diagram showing the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. In prokaryotic cell, you see nucleoid and the membrane bound organelles are absent. You see flagella and the cell wall and the capsule. But in eukaryotic cell, you can see a well-defined nucleus, the membrane-bound organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, etc. Now, what are prokaryotes? According to the morphological point of view, prokaryote cells are the most primitive cell. And as I told you before that they do not contain a definite nucleus. Example is bacteria and cyanobacteria, that is blue-green algae. The chromatin bodies, they remain scattered inside the cytoplasm. In prokaryotes, asexual reproduction occurs, mainly the binary fission. Prokaryotes are smaller. Do you know that the nucleus which does not have a nuclear membrane is known as nucleoid? Now there is basic difference between prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. First, the size. The size of prokaryote cell is 0.1 to 5 μm, and that is eukaryote is 5 to 100 μm. As I told, nucleus is absent in prokaryote cell and nucleus is present. Here a well-defined nucleus with a membrane is present. Now membrane-bound organelles all such as the mitochondrial, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. They are all absent in prokaryote cell, but they are present in eukaryotic cell. The prokaryotic cells, they are unicellular, and these eukaryotic cells, they are multicellular. If we see the chromosome pattern, here no chromosome is present, and chromatin, it is scattered in the cytoplasm. Here well-defined chromosomes, they are present. Lysosomes and peroxisomes, they are absent in prokaryotes, but they are present in eukaryotes. Vesicles, they are present in prokaryotes, but they are present in eukaryotes also. If we see other structures also, that Golgi body, etc., they are absent in prokaryotes. Now seeing this vacuole. Vacuole, it is absent in both. Permeability of the nuclear membrane is not present in prokaryotes, but it is here it is present in eukaryotes. Sexual reproduction absent in prokaryotes, present in eukaryotes. And these prokaryotes, they have pili and fimbriae, and they are absent in eukaryotes. Transcription occurs in the cytoplasm and in prokaryotes, and transcription occurs inside the nucleus in eukaryotes. So this is the main difference between two cells. So today we have studied about the fundamentals of cell, the cell theory, and the difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Hope you have understood. Thank you.